It's an open debate between our guests from Islamabad, Lahore and New Delhi. Let me introduce them. I'll throw a first question, then it's an open debate. Ladies and gentlemen, that to all our panelists, that basically means after the first question, we'll keep the debate free-flowing. I'm not throwing questions at individual participants. We'll take the discussion forward in the manner that it has to, in a natural way. Maruf Raza, G.D. Bakshi and Colonel R.S.N. Singh, formerly of RAW, are representing the Indian side tonight. Brigadier Javed Hussain, Air Marshal Masood Akhtar are together in Islamabad, and Saida Abida Hussain, former federal minister and former diplomat, former Pakistan ambassador to the United States, is joining us from Lahore. Thank you very much, ma'am. I'd like to begin with the first question to the Brigadier and the Air Marshal in Islamabad, and then Maruf, G.D. Bakshi, R.S.N. Singh, Saida Abida Hussain, please feel free to come in. Brigadier and Air Marshal, my first question to you is this. I don't know if you've heard Arun Jaitley, our defense minister, what he said. He has spoken in purely military terms. And he has said that if Pakistan persists in this adventurism, our forces will make the cost of that adventurism unaffordable. Now, to that, I saw a weird response from your Foreign Office spokesperson, who seems to be rather disturbed with what he has said. He doesn't seem to be in a balanced frame of mind. He says that the Indian Defence Minister has lost his mind. Now, Brigadier Hussain, particularly to you, if there is anyone who needs a mental examination today, it has to be the Pakistani military, because they are not reading the signs well. Let me give you 4 points. Let me just give one and throw it to you. The fact is, we've called off a flag meeting. You're a military man. You know what happens when you call off a flag meeting. It's a clear sign that we are going to retaliate. Right? Officially, we are saying now we will retaliate so strongly that we'll send a message to your government, to your army, and to every single Pakistani citizen that the costs of this kind of amateurish adventurism are going to be too hard on the Pakistani government. Why don't you read the signals? Brigadier, will you read the signals only after your entire border has been demolished in terms of its military and Pakistan Rangers installations? How far do you want to be hurt?
Pakistan is not Rwanda, Burundi. Don't underestimate the defense forces of Pakistan. It is going to be the other way around. If you think that you can get away by taking punitive action against Pakistan, the cost of doing that would be highly, highly unaffordable.
Sir, can we cut the rhetoric and come to some pure military facts? You're a military man. Don't speak like a politician. Speak like a... You know that you cannot sustain an Indian retaliatory attack. Every military expert in the world knows that an Indian retaliatory attack you can't sustain beyond a few hours. That's what's showing.
I am a former Special Forces officer.
Yes, exactly, which is why I was asking you that question.
Hold on. Don't interrupt. I've had a lot of experience with Indians of all shades and colors.
Then you should know, sir.
I know what they are. I know what their capabilities are.
Well, I can share some of your capabilities with you as well.
Adventurism. Defense forces of Pakistan will put you back in time and space by 100 years. So tell Mr. Jaitley, tell Mr. Dilbar Singh, tell Mr. Modi not to consider this option.
Sir, the fact is...
You have started this aggression.
Yeah.
And you want to take it further?
No, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I don't think you heard. Just a minute, sir.
You are a jingoistic.
Sir, just a minute. One second. I'll let Maruf respond to you. Okay, let's get the military part of it clear. One second. But I want to sir, Brigadier Hussain, I want to place one thing on record tonight. Brigadier Hussain. Maruf will respond, but I want to, Maruf, before you come in.
I hate.
1 second.
Jingoism.
Brigadier.
All of you are jingoists.
Brigadier, there is...
macho men. You are going to teach Pakistan a lesson.
Brigadier.
Pakistan will teach you the lesson of your life.
Brigadier, you see, I appreciate your enthusiasm. But then even you know that enthusiasm does not... No, 1 second, sir. I don't mean Maruf. even Brigadier Hussain knows that enthusiasm amounts to nothing in a military situation. Your regular army is some piddly little 6,17,000 soldiers and officers. If I include your reserves and your paramilitary, you come to a quantifiable number of some 14.34 lakh, which is 1/4 the size of what we have if we include our reserves and paramilitary. I mean, there is no comparison in tanks, ammunition, missile systems, strength of the army. There is no comparison today in conventional terms.
This army knows how to fight outnumbered and win.
Sir, I know that you have some...
want to test it.
Sir, I'm telling you...
You want to test it.
That's all. Sir, don't...
Go and take them out.
Sir, Kashmir. Okay.
Just take them out.
Sir, the question was simply this. Okay, Maruf wants to respond to
the potential of this army.
Right, sir. Now, I only gave you a number. I know the number is embarrassingly small compared to this. Maruf is responding to the brigadier. It's an open debate. Now,
organize a separate program on that.
Sir, you know what? Sir, if you had the strength, you would... No, sir. If you had the strength... Sir, it is anyone's guess.
Program.
Sir, it is anyone's guess.
We will discuss.
Sir,
it does not take any guesswork to say that had you been sure of your conventional strength, then you would not have resorted to nuclear blackmail. Maruf, please. Maruf.
There is no nuclear. We don't need the nuclear against you.
Okay, Brigadier sir, the thing is, as you would know, sir, please hear me out, sir. Brigadiers, now, as you would know, in all military institutions, the Ustad teaches you one simple lesson. Apne josh mein bhi hosh rakhein. So please, let's not get carried away. What I want to explain to you and the audience are 3 or 4 simple facts. We have no intention for raising the ante or raising the aggressive limits, because it is not in our intent to get into a battle either on the ground or a battle of words with you over Kashmir. Pakistan has in the last month or two begun to raise the rhetoric both internationally and now try to draw international attention by increasing the level of firing on the LOC, so that you want the world to get their attention back on Kashmir. What we can do, and I've heard the latest reports are that the LOC is more or less calm now after our swift and aggressive response in retaliation to your firing, and the firing is now largely on the international border. But please remember, sir, we have the capacity to inflict short, sharp damage to you through our cold start units, which are now on a full state of alert. You know that, I know that. Now, if you threaten us with nuclear weapons, you also know, and I also know, that nuclear weapons are often weapons of last resort. Should you use them even in tactical situations for which our army is prepared? But should you use it, you'll end up using it in your own territory, not in Indian territory, because you're not going to get inside and then hope to use nuclear weapons. You're going to only retaliate if we make the gains that our cold start formations are capable of doing. So I think the bottom line is that you wish to continue to draw attention, but please remember, sir, your forces are so stretched battling terrorism within, being deployed on the Afghan border, that you don't have the capacity even to match us man for man on the border or the LC. So I don't know where your rhetoric is coming from.
Try it, you are mistaken. According to all canons of international law, Kashmir is a dispute.
Sir,
it will remain a dispute until it is resolved. And Pakistan and India will never be able to enter into meaningful dialogue in accordance with the Shimla Agreement as long as you refuse to discuss Kashmir. Just because you and Maruf and the rest of you say Kashmir is part of India,
the question is how much...
part of India.
No, sir,
it is not.
I feel...
It is a dispute.
Sir, I feel...
Point number 1. Hold on.
Can I say something?
2.
How much do you want to suffer because of your Kashmir
Maruf wants to discuss cold
Sir, how much I asked you today, Brigadier... No, what said the General Bakshi wants to say something, and I'm sure the Air Marshal Akhtar would also like to respond. I'm only asking a reasonable question tonight, which every Pakistani would want to ask himself as well.
Well, tell your panelists not to make provocative statements.
No, nothing provocative. Let me tell you what happened on July 17th. On July 17th, you killed one of our soldiers. We killed 4 of your soldiers in turn. You should have learned the lesson on that day. You killed one of our soldiers, we killed 4 of your soldiers. The question is today, how many of your soldiers do you want killed because of your Kashmir obsession. That's the only question Pakistan needs to ask. You failed in the United Nations. You failed. It is your problem. Your diplomats, your politicians are not taken seriously. Sir, it is a problem unique to Pakistan. What do we do about it?
Because we say that you have initiated this conflict, not Pakistan.
Why are you?
Now, who has to decide?
Sir, this is
who
a
is right and who is wrong?
General Bakshi
is the military observer group.
General Bakshi is responding and Air Marshal Akhtar can respond after that. My question is, how much harakiri does Pakistan want to do today of its own men? Yes, Air Marshal Akhtar, I think, wants to come in. General Bakshi, would you let Air Marshal Akhtar come in first or do you want to go first?
Brigadier Javed, can I?
Okay, General Bakshi is going first, yeah.
Brigadier Javed, I would like to point out that there have been 5 conflicts over Kashmir. You are as aware of the history of the South Asian landmass as I am. We know the results of all those 4 conflicts, including the latest one, which I would call a half conflict in Kargil. You know, all these conflicts, you have failed to detach or even come anywhere close to detaching Kashmir from India. You want to try again? We give you an open dare. Come and get it. You can't. And you know that well. You know that well.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
From a reality point of view, you know that undoubtedly well.
Past.
You know, the pity
Get out of
is...
the past.
No.
Try again.
No. Brigadier Javed, I didn't disturb you. Don't get upset. I mean, I'm just talking right now. The firing hasn't started. Don't get upset. Because I'm very sorry to state, but your agitation shows nervousness.
Yes.
You know, so therefore let's just listen.
Sir, try it.
Let's just listen.
5th time, 6th time.
Kindly listen. I will give you a full hearing. I would like to hear your side. What we are trying to tell you
1971.
is... No, Brigadier Javed, what we are trying to put across to you is...
Go ahead, sir,
look,
go ahead.
It is the wrong time...
Go ahead.
Look, kindly, it is the wrong time for you to be starting a war. Your army is split on 2 fronts. Whatever happens in the battle, your economy is going to go down the tube of history. And let me assure you, Brigadier Javed, this time the Americans are moving out of Afghanistan. They are not going to be giving you $20 billion to resuscitate your economy. For God's sake, this is something that you should put in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah, and some sense of reality.
Get real. That's what we are trying to tell you. We therefore do not understand. As military men, as military professionals, Brigadier Javed, we do not understand why you are raising the ante for no rhyme or reason.
For political reasons.
Your Kashmir obsession.
No, we are not.
For political reasons.
We say that you are raising the ante.
For political reasons.
And you know, it...
Because that caricature of a... One second.
Absolute
Sir, Brigadier Hussain.
You are doing this
Brigadier Hussain, a minute. Brigadier Hussain, a minute. Brigadier Hussain.
You want to tell the people you are tough guys.
No, Brigadier Hussain. You see, I'll tell you.
We are going to sort Pakistan out.
Sir, I'll tell you one thing.
You get sorted out.
Sir, 1 minute. There is a political GI Joe in your country.
Fight outnumbered. Trash you.
Brigadier Hussain. Now, you know what?
Don't live in the past.
Sir, you know,
don't discuss
Brigadier
what
Hussain.
happened in 65 or 71.
Sir, you see what
will happen in 2014 and 2015?
Sir, you are sounding like Bilawal Bhutto now. Sir, you are sounding like that caricature called Bilawal Bhutto. You see, there is that political caricature
that's
called...
That's not fair.
Sir, it's fair, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, come on.
This is the reality. This is the reality.
Sir, the reality is that there are...
to be real?
So what is
this is the reality.
No, okay, 1 minute. Air Marshal wants to come in. No, let Air Marshal come in, but I want to...
Your main enemy
Air Marshal
resides within India.
Sir, you know.
Look at the Maoists and Naxalites.
Sir, now, you know...
How many people have they killed?
Sir, I'll tell you.
China moves into your territory.
Why would you want to do this? Why would you want to do this to your own people? 1 second. Air Marshal Akhtar, please.
Okay, fair
Air Marshal Akhtar, please.
Pakistan and get away with it?
Let the Air Marshal give his view. I think he may present a more realistic estimate.
No. Look at it. What Brigadier Javed has been saying. There has been a lot of chest-thumping jingoism, both sides, but when I looked at the Geo television program, which is our major channel, there was not so much of rhetoric. All the intro that you gave us, I think, did infuriate Brigadier Javed, and it did irk me also. But please understand, you yourself say that Afghanistan, the war in the West is going to be a pain in the neck for us. How can we start another war or seek another trouble on the eastern border? Number one. Number two, please understand, both the army chiefs have probably given orders to their local commanders for a robust response. When you say we took one out and you took 4 of us out, 4 of our people out, then please look at it the other way around also. Our people also have inflicted as much. Please understand, this side of the border, our television channels, our news channels, our political leaders, our defense minister has had to retaliate after Arun Jaitley gave this statement. He did not.
No, 1 minute. No, Arun Jaitley.
Please
What has Arun Jaitley said? Arun Jaitley has said that if you persist with this adventurism, we will make the cost of the adventurism unaffordable. So, what's it?
Please understand.
So, it's a statement of intent.
No. When he says, look, when he says, agreed. Look, when he says unaffordable, what does he mean? Is he going to put boots on the ground this side? Is he going to bring air power in?
Whatever
is he going to start the Cold War strategy?
Well, you should have thought this out.
That today...
No, you should... Sir, did you think of this out when you were hitting... No, 1 minute. Let me ask you one question, Air Marshal. Air Marshal, no, Maruf, you want to... I'm asking you... No, 1 minute. Today, you ask Air Marshal Akhtar, what are you going to do? You're going to put boots on the ground? Are you going to send the Indian army to Lahore?
No, not at all.
No, are you going to fire missiles into our area? My question to you is, sir, have you forgotten the number of times you carried out ceasefire violations? Why were you shooting at our civilians?
Look,
why did you kill a 70-year-old woman? Why did you kill a 13-year-old girl?
Please
No, sir, you look... No, my question is... My question... So, 1 minute, sir. Marshal Akhtar, we have mobilized our troops, I agree.
Look, I'm listening to you.
No, we
I am listening to you.
This government is ensuring we walk the talk. We are going to walk the talk with you. We are going to walk the talk.
No. Look, walking... No, please understand, walking the talk is not the way you are saying. Look at the root cause of the problem. Pakistan went, when Vajpayee came the Prime Minister Vajpayee came to Lahore, it was a big gesture. Nawaz Sharif went 10 steps ahead and he said, okay, we are leaving the course of multilateralism and we're coming to total bilateralism through composite dialogue. Notwithstanding Kargil, notwithstanding Bombay attack, when Nawaz Sharif was invited, he went to, of course, Delhi to the inauguration. And then, of course, all of a sudden, exactly the way Brigadier Javed is saying, Prime Minister Modi, to address the local lobby, Sir, don't give a one-sided analysis. You can't...
Sir, you are giving a one-sided analysis. I'll give you 1 minute. Why do you forget? Why do you... No, 1 second. Why do you forget 26/11? Why do you forget what happened in Kairan? Why do you forget the beheading of our soldiers? Why do you forget those very important episodes in recent time? Why do you not mention? Why do you only mention?
No, please understand. Please understand. There are allegations, there are counter allegations, both sides of the border. Please understand, sir, exactly the same images that I have seen on the Indian television, I have seen on the Pakistani television also.
Yeah, but you know the question
because our people are also getting killed this side of the border.
Well,
so it is happening both sides.
We have not attacked civilian areas.
So the way forward is...
We have not attacked civilian areas.
Look,
we have kept the retaliation post to
allegations. Post. No, that's not true. That's not true.
You accept one thing.
When you
Colonel RSN Singh responding to you, Air Marshal, you see the question is, Pakistan has been the aggressor. You have brought the situation on yourself, right? The latest set of violations the latest set of violations trace their origins back to July over a failed flag meeting. We had a flag meeting on July 16th. The day after that, the Pakistani Rangers killed Constable Sanjay Dhar of the 192 Battalion outside the Pital post. That prompted an Indian retaliation in which 4 Pakistani Rangers were killed. No, sir, I'm giving you the facts.
Look, the two of us... Okay, the two of us are retired from the military. Your entire panel is also not on active military list. the actual stories that come from both sides of the border, we cannot verify. There are allegations, there are counter allegations.
You deny.
Now the two of us need to get together.
Please. One second.
Let me complete. Let me complete.
Sir, can you deny?
If you don't
let's get Saida Abida Hussain also. I'll come back to you. Sir, I just want to get everyone.
No, but I will ask you. Okay. I will ask you exactly the same question. Can you deny the allegation that have come from the Pakistani side? You cannot. I cannot deny yours. You cannot deny mine.
One second. I'm giving you exactly. I'll tell you. My question is simply this.
Please.
One second. I give you names of 3 Indian villages. 3 Indian villages. Treva, Sohagpur, Pindi. All are around Arnia.
I will give you the names of.
You use 82 mm mortars. Sir, you use 82 mm mortars.
I think you are being very unfair. I think you are being very unfair. I will give you the name of 4 Pakistani villages where people have got killed.
Marshal Akhtar, can you deny that there is always a clear and direct link between your failure to internationalize an issue and your Pakistani military responding? Can you deny that every time you have a political crisis, you try to pull the Kashmir card? Can you deny competitive politics between... Can you deny... Allow me, sir. Can you deny competitive politics between a caricature called Bilawal Bhutto, a failed dictator called Musharraf, and your own government which is embattled vis-a-vis your army? No, sir, can you deny today that Pakistan is in internal political turmoil? Can you deny that every time you are in turmoil you play the Kashmir card? Sir, can you deny all of this?
Rhetoric.
Sir, Colonel Arun Singh is responding, and I'll come to Saida Abida Hussain on the other side.
Please
Colonel Arun Singh, please. He wanted to come back to you.
I think you're being...
Sir, you can say I'm giving you facts. I am giving you facts today, and I'm telling you, you cannot afford to be adventurous with us anymore. Colonel Arun Singh, GD Bakshi, responding from the Indian side. Colonel Arun Singh, please. Colonel Singh. Colonel Singh is responding to you.
Interrupting me.
Colonel Singh, Maruf, and other panelists also responding. Colonel Singh.
The political rhetoric is flying both sides.
My honored guest from Pakistan, please allow me to speak. And let me tell you about your strategic thinking. You have been calculating that at one end of this spectrum is proxy war and the other end of the spectrum is your nuclear capability, under the shadow of which the conventional war that lies in the middle gets automatically obviated. Now, I am one who believes that war has been on for last 20 years. Now the need is to address all these 3 spectrums simultaneously, and I would urge the Indian government to revisit its nuclear doctrine and shift from no first use to massive retaliation in the first place. Yes.
I think your government has been saying the same thing in so many ways.
No. And let me tell you, let me also tell this honored guest from Pakistan that, look, I am not concerned. I am not concerned about internal dynamics unless it impinges on us. And what has happened? 5 days back, Musharraf, who is already a discredited commodity in Pakistan and rest of the world, he comes up and he wants the Indian army. And thereafter this happens. And what is the linkage?
And who's raking this up? No, 1 second. I give two bits of evidence right now. Saida Abida Hussain, my question to you is, who's raking this up? This whole nuclear card, for example. Just 1 minute, Maruf. Let's get Saida Abida Hussain. She hasn't spoken yet, and then I'll come to you. You see, I am intrigued with what Khwaja Asif, your defense minister, says. He says, we are fully capable of responding to Indian aggression, and at the same time he talks about a nuclear situation. Now, what kind of nuke threat is this, Ms. Hussain? Why is it necessary to pull out the nuclear card like this at an official level?
If you'll allow me to speak, I am a little horrified at the lack of humanity in this entire conversation. We are not talking about the human lives that have been lost. The fact is that Pakistan has lost at least 19 of its citizens, including women and children. And I think that this is something that everybody should be ashamed
You are getting,
of.
Miss Hussain, just one second. Let's bring a tinge of reality into this conversation. No, 1 second. Miss Hussain.
Allow me to finish.
Miss Hussain, 1 minute. I take severe objection to this whole lecture. Miss Hussain, this lecture, Miss Hussain, this lecture about humanity.
Please let her
Well,
speak.
the lecture, I'm afraid
lecture about humanity is
cannot be
laughable.
Please let her
one-sided.
speak.
Lectures should not be one-sided. May I tell you that Indian hubris, the way it is being expressed by the anchorman and by all of the people that have been speaking, this hubris is not going to be fruitful. If India has claims to being a major power, then India must behave with appropriate sobriety that India must establish in the Committee of Nations.
The Committee of Nations
is above a tit for tat.
Well, you know, Miss.
A committee of nations.
I'll just tell you one fact.
If
Miss.
we're talking comedies,
Can I
think that
come in?
whoever
No,
expresses
one
hubris
minute.
is
I'll tell you.
comedian.
No, 1 second.
Whoever is
fair.
You see,
intolerant,
now that you-
whoever is intolerant
Right,
is comic.
right. Now
Whoever
I'll
is
explain one thing.
intolerant is quite comical.
Right, now
I would like to say at this point,
Miss Hussain.
I do not have time to waste. I would like to say at this point that if India wants to assert a claim to being a big power, then she
Right.
must behave like a big power.
Really?
Then she
Okay.
must not
So,
do
really?
a tit for tat
So, really,
and
Miss Hussain,
bully her neighbors.
Hussain,
bully her neighbors.
Miss
And she
Hussain,
does
hear
have a
me.
record of bullying all her neighbors.
Miss Hussain, I'll
India
tell you.
has a very,
Miss Hussain, I'll tell
very
you,
prominent record
I'd like
of
to
bullying
share
all her neighbors.
I'd like to share for your knowledge a few facts, which you can then discuss internally, or if you want to be part of the debate, or you want to then think about it later after the conversation. Point number 1. No one from the Indian side at an official level has spoken of the N-word. The N-word, Miss Hussain, has been used by your defense minister called Khwaja Asif. Now, if you think he's a comedian, that might
Not
be your
today.
description of
Not
his.
today.
Point number 2, what purpose does it then serve, Miss Hussain, to use the nuclear threat? India has said we are committed to a no first use policy. Thirdly, Miss Hussain, 1 minute,
Now,
please.
who's
Let's keep some
lecturing?
sobriety
Who
in
is
this
lecturing?
conversation, Miss Hussain. Let's keep some sobriety in this
lecturing?
conversation. By raking up the nuclear word, what you are showing is a great amount of childish petulance mixed with
Well,
a certain
what
amount of
is being
immature
stated
adventurism.
is-
You
what
want to
is being
convert a
stated
border
is-
situation into an all-out confrontation. I want to ask you
What is being
why
stated
you would want to do so.
is real.
Why would you want to
No,
do so?
what is being stated? We are
We are
capable.
what?
You are capable.
Yes.
We have the capacity
Yes.
to be destructive. We have the capacity to be constructive. Now, if we're going to
No,
seek
so-
to be constructive, which is what we should do, in that situation,
But
then
this-
India has
you
to
realize what happens
play
when a country,
role which
Miss-
is constructive.
Miss Hussain,
no,
you-
will you allow me to finish?
Miss
Arnab, can I come in?
I am just
Miss
simply
Hussain, I
saying,
just responded to you in kind. I'm asking you a counter
I am
question.
just simply. Now, is it a tit for tat?
Yeah,
Is it a
because, you
tit
know,
for
you
tat?
resorted
Because
to
if
a
it's
moral
tit for
lecture
tat,
on top, so I
think
asked
that
you-
That is. Well, I mean, I'm afraid morality is not the preserve of the Indian side alone.
Well, I don't know if
And
it's the
we're going to tit
preserve,
for
Miss
tat,
Hussain,
I
of a
think
country that
that's
kept
very
Osama bin Laden
childish.
as a pet
It's
on its
extremely
soil.
childish.
Is
Extremely
morality
childish
okay.
of all of us
Now-
to talk about all sorts of issues.
You know.
We are talking at the moment about a situation of conflict on the border.
No, we
which
are talking
concerns
about-
all of us.
No, you got it wrong,
and
Ms.
we are
Hussain.
talking about.
Mr. Hussain, you
no,
got it
I have
completely
right.
wrong.
It's a situation of conflict on the
No,
border.
it is not. No,
where
I'll tell you
people
what
are
is
being
happening.
Killed.
Ms. Hussain.
Innocent people
Arnab,
are
can
being
I come?
killed. No, I don't want to hear. I don't want
Really,
to hear
you just
what
want to have a
have to tell
one-sided
me.
conversation,
You have
Ms. Hussain.
asked me
This is not
to
a one-sided
come and
conversation. If you
speak
come on the
and
program,
say,
you have to answer
no,
some
but you have
questions.
asked me. I have not butted in or gate crashed your program. I'm here.
Yeah, but you must answer some questions. Is
I
it
am
nat-
giving you an
Absolutely.
opinion.
You don't want to answer
My
any
opinion
questions
is
tonight, Ms.
very
Hussain?
simple.
Arnab,
No,
can I come in?
You don't want to let anyone
I have
respond
answered
to you,
your
Ms. Hussain?
question.
You want to keep
I
this
have
completely
answered-
one-sided?
No, I have answered your question.
Why don't you
to the best of my
understand, Ms.
capacity.
Hussain?
I have said that we are both nations that have our own respective strengths, and
Hussain.
we should
Okay, so we'll-
behave with responsibility.
Right, now, fine. You should have remembered, Ms.
Arnab,
Hussain.
can I come in?
No, once I just, what happened is sometimes Pakistan forgets history. You remember the Kargil conflict. You remember how we recaptured all the peaks. We forced you to withdraw in defeat. You were embarrassed. You asked Brigadier Javed Hussain, he would remember what happened in Kargil or 1971. Those memories should come back to you. What has happened is that the shift in government, we are going to hit back with you with twice the strength. You can call it hubris. You can call it hubris. We are very sorry. We are very sorry. We are going to hit you twice as back.
Well, I see it as hubris.
This is response. This is called the retaliation. General Bakshi is coming back to the debate. General Bakshi, please. General Bakshi to Mr. Hussain. General Bakshi.
Arnab, Madam, can I? Madam, with your kind permission.
And after that,
Madam, with your kind permission.
Okay.
Madam, with your kind permission, can I, I was very happy to see that the lady injected a note of humanism into this entire discussion. And
Yes.
I would like to at least convey to her, the feelings of people. You must understand why the feelings in India are so inflamed. You very rightly, I think, raised the issue of civilian casualties on both the sides. Madam, are you aware that for the last 30 years, your country has been using non-state actors to target our civilians?
Where is the humanism there?
Punjab.
Well,
where is the humanism in Hafiz Saeed?
You did it thereafter.
Where is the humanism in Dawood Ibrahim, Mr. Hussain? Where is the humanism in Mullah Omar, Mr. Hussain? Where is the humanism in Zawari, Mr. Hussain?
All kinds of offences.
Where is the humanism in 2611, Mr. Hussain? Can you explain to me where was the humanism when you killed 170 people on our soil, Mr. Hussain? You can't have to a camouflage strategy, Mr. Hussain.
No,
you cannot have a camouflage strategy.
You cannot be selective about humanity.
You can't do shadow boxing,
if Kashmiris are not human beings, are they not human beings? Why do you suppress them, oppress them in every way possible militarily? Militarily confront innocent Kashmiris. Why?
Ms. Hussain, I'll tell you. Well,
for God's sake, the Bengalis that have now parted ways with you. And is it now time to remind you of the
very long time ago, and the Bengalis were ably assisted by Indian troops. Ably assisted by Indian troops. We all have memory.
Let's get back to the present situation, you see. The fact of the matter is, as I just told Air Marshal, and I'm sure Brigadier Hussain agrees, you cannot sustain. Let's be very real. You may have a lot of bitterness in your heart. Maruf wants to come back. But the fact is, you cannot sustain an Indian retaliatory attack. You consider the comparison in strength of your forces. Then you decide your situation. You can decide whether you want to run your country according to the G.I. Joe called Bilawal Bhutto, or you want to assess your military strength and respond accordingly. Maruf wants to come back to the debate. A tinge of realism will do you good.
I don't think that it should be
I also wish to come back into the debate.
Okay, Air Marshal, I'll bring you back to the debate. After Maruf. Yes, come back.
Madam, please let others speak also.
Yes, Maruf.
Madam,
yes.
With respects, you have articulated very nicely the Pakistani viewpoint, but please also remember that when you lecture us on humanity and human rights, there is ample evidence of the level of genocide that your army committed in Bangladesh, how people are kept under the jackboot in what we call occupied Kashmir and you call Azad Kashmir. It is your constitution of 74 which doesn't even give the right to your Kashmiris to express the idea of independence outside of Pakistan's constitution, otherwise it's seen as treason. I also want to address the issue that the Air Marshal has brought out, in which he said that what is the root cause of it. You may continue to argue, sir, that the root cause of it all is the unresolved issue of Kashmir. But I would say, isn't the current root cause of the firing your desire to internationalize the issue from what Mr. Nawaz Sharif articulated at the UN to what has been coming as statements from various establishment figures, and you see this as an opportunity? What is our motivation to
Air Marshal responding from Islamabad. Maruf, let him get back. Let him respond to you. Limited time. Let the Air Marshal Akhtar come back to you, Maruf. A question put by Maruf Raza. Air Marshal Akhtar responding. We'll keep it quicker now. From Islamabad, let him respond, Maruf. 5 minutes to go. Let Air Marshal Akhtar respond, Maruf.
We liberated it of terror attacks.
Okay, Maruf.
And we got back into our territory.
He got the point. Let him respond.
What keeps your country together It is Kashmir. If you say Islam keeps your country together, what about the Shias who get massacred by the dozen every day? So what is your motivation other than raising
You missed
Kashmir
one more motivation, Maruf. No, Maruf, let Air Marshal Akhtar respond.
And flashing the nuclear card. You have no other motivation. Answer me, sir. What is your motivation in terms of going into the LOC and firing? And what will be our motivation? Do you think that India really has the capacity to capture Pakistan? I will say openly, we don't have the capacity to capture you. We can only give you a bloody nose. That's it.
Okay, so Air Marshal will respond. You forget one motivation, Maruf, before Air Marshal responds. This ceasefire violation, what is it? You ask any reasonable Pakistani. You know, what was, if they'll tell you it was an attempt to distract public attention from the internal strife, and Nawaz Sharif thought he could do it. What, by the way, for everyone who talks about what's reasonable and humane, I don't know, Ms. Hussain may not be aware of the recent facts, but Sartaj Aziz admitted in New York that the whole attempt to talk to the Hurriyat was a total bloody disaster. And he realized, he said that it was a big mistake and he shouldn't have done that. He said this after realizing that in America nobody listened to him. I'm just putting a bit of realism. You don't need hubris to understand it. You need a sense of pragmatism to understand that you are talking on the whole world has moved on. Osama is found on your soil. You are an untrustworthy country, a failed state. Now deal with it. It's your problem. You deal with it. Now, Air Marshal Akhtar wanted to respond to Maruf. Go ahead, Air Marshal Akhtar.
Look, I don't want to respond to anyone. The only thing I wish to submit, ladies and gentlemen, is when we talk rationally, we don't raise our voices. We don't interrupt one another. Sayyida Abda Hussain wanted to say something. I wish to say something. And let's talk rationally and with logic. The voices must not go up.
Given you several points, sir, please argue factually.
Please understand. Okay.
Argue factually.
The central point is, please understand, allegations from your side or our side cannot be interpreted as absolute truths. Number one. Number two, both the armies are giving the robust responses from both the sides. Number three, both the allegations say that, look, we were attacked first and we responded. You killed our people first and then we responded.
No, I'll tell you.
So, okay, that's your side of the story.
No, I'll give you a couple of facts.
But please understand, please understand, nobody has used the nuclear word. Nobody.
Khwaja Asif used the nuclear word.
Your defense minister. Look, if you interrupt, I cannot complete my argument. I'll keep quiet.
No, one second.
Your motivation is to infiltrate jihadis in. Your motivation is to internationalize the Kashmir issue. Your motivation is to respond to dissent within your country by saying that Kashmir ka masla hum chhodenge. So what is our motivation? Give me an answer.
I'm not interrupting. Please understand, I'm not interrupting.
No, but Maruf is asking you, what is our motivation? Answer, give me one serious. What is our motivation?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what is your motivation now that you've interrupted me, which you should not have.
It's an open debate, sir. It's not an interruption, it's an interjection.
Okay. But please do it politely. When Prime Minister Modi, he drew another red line and he said that we cannot even talk to the Hurriyat leaders, to which probably Sartaj Aziz politely responded and he said, okay, if India was to raise its tail and come onto the border and say that, look, this is what is going to happen and we are going to cancel all the bilateral talks which had been going on for some time with start-stop.
And you were told not to talk to them. You chose to talk to people who never fought an election but not speak to the government of India. That's the most illogical, unreasonable thing you can do. Why would you do it?
Please understand.
Sir, this is like...
Please understand.
No logic.
I'll tell you why.
Are you implying, Orna?
Please.
Is the Air Marshal implying? Implying that you fire on the LC so we'll talk to you? Is that
exactly? That's what he's implying.
No.
That's what he's implying.
No, I'm not implying that. I'm not implying that. Please understand, when we say this is a human problem, Kashmiris are also human beings.
So, how does firing across the border solve any human problem? One second. You want to... So what about the Baluchis?
You stopped.
What about the atrocities in Pakistan occupied Kashmir? Who are you to tell us that the whole, every single human rights body in the world has, no, one second, every single human rights body in the world tells us how Shias are treated, how Baluchis are treated, how Kashmiris are treated in Pakistan.
I think no sane discussion can take place the way you are wanting to conduct it.
A simple point made to you, sir, you understand. I asked you one question. What is our motivation? Your motivation is to internationalize this.
Okay, your motivation
What is our motivation?
No, I'll tell you what is your motivation.
Yeah, tell us.
When Prime Minister Modi, when he redrew the red line, he was appealing to the local populace because of the forthcoming elections. One, two.
That's why Modi.
Because okay, please listen.
No, that's why Modi invited Nawaz Sharif for talks.
Because
that's why he invited him for the swearing.
Please listen to me. I'm responding. Number two. All the election promises that he had made, the seat adjustment problems with RSS, and now he was responding that,
RSS
look, when
does not fight elections. What are you saying? The RSS does not have seat adjustment with the BJP.
Fair enough.
Sir, you are making a fiction now.
Next time I'm not going to come to your
sir,
program because I've been invited here. If you don't listen to me.
You are talking.
Look, you are not listening to me at
all. Marshal, the facts are not adding up. The BJP does not have a share. BJP does not have some seat sharing with the RSS.
On your
I'm just
side,
telling you, it doesn't happen.
Your allegations are absolute truth. On our side, you say our allegations are mere allegations.
Sir, I am telling you.
That's not fair at all.
Sir, the facts, you see, you approached Ban Ki-moon through.
I'm listening to you. Okay, keep talking.
Ban Ki-moon, I want to come in.
No, Brigadier Hussain, feel free to come in. I'm saying
keep.
There is a pattern of internal strife.
Don't let me talk.
Okay, GD Bakshi, I'm actually giving more time to our Pakistani interlocutors than our Indian interlocutors today. Colonel RSN Singh, after Javed Hussain. Yes, Brigadier.
You are actually.
I want to come in.
Yes, Brigadier Hussain is coming back. Yes, please. Brigadier Hussain.
I think there cannot be any sane discussion take place right now. And next time I'm not going to come to this program because it's one-sided.
Attribution as to why India should want to escalate at this time. But there are
it is very simple. What I've said, two issues,
to escalate.
Two crucial motivations.
For Pakistan to escalate, you have been harping on the Kashmir issue. May I kindly remind you?
Prime Minister Modi said he is going to talk tough. The military came in.
No, Air Marshal, kindly.
Okay.
May I kindly remind you of the UN Security Council resolution on terrorism, which says no cause in the world justifies the use of terrorism, which I'm very sorry to state, and you will admit, your state has been practicing as a tool of statecraft.
I think you are going in a different direction. I think you're going in a different direction.
30 years our people have
you're going in a different direction.
Your state-sponsored terrorist attacks. Now, is that fair?
I think you are wanting to win brownie points right now.
No,
I'm not winning brownie points.
Very unfortunate.
Air Marshal, I'm just telling you that when we get into a dialogue I am just trying to make you aware of where it hurts in this country.
I want to come in
this country.
No, 1 second. Brigadier Hussain, Air Marshal Akhtar is getting
very irrational. Very irrational.
I'll just tell you one thing.
No, I'm not getting angry. I'm getting frustrated.
Air Marshal Akhtar, what happens is, I'll tell you one thing. Please let me say one thing. You see, one thing that we don't, so much hypocrisy is not good. So you talk about humanism. What does Abida Hussain says? Sayyida Abida, she talks about humanism. Can Sayyid Abida Hussain tell me what is the humanism with which you sent Ajmal Amir Kasaf to India to kill 165 people along with the other murderers? What humanism, Miss Abida Hussain, please, let me take on this hypocrisy directly today. What is the humanism which allows no justice in the 2611 case, not one movement? The case keeps getting postponed. Not one person held in the 2611 case till now. Or Ms. Hussain, for example,
continue. I'll not interrupt.
You give patronage. My question is to Ms. Syed Abida Hussain, who was preaching about humanism. I want to know what humanism. But just one question: what humanism allows you to protect?
Make an answer.
So, what humanism allows you to protect a man called Hafiz Saeed? Simple. Answer the question.
Let me
what kind of humanism is that?
I'm going to answer very directly. Hafiz Saeed is a great social worker.
Oh my God! So Ms. Hussain, I don't think,
yes,
Ms. Hussain,
he has done
Ms. Hussain,
the
I think you have exposed your position completely today.
I am from. Look,
I'm sure Osama bin Laden also was a social worker for you.
I am not militant.
This is the lowest point of this discussion, Ms. Hussain. You spoke about humanism and now you call Hafiz Saeed a social worker.
Hear me. He is indeed. He has
and what is the Lashkar-e-Toiba?
Organization has.
And what is the Lashkar-e-Toiba by your definition?
I don't know.
And what is the Lashkar-e-Toiba, Ms. Hussain?
That they have brought tremendous relief to the flood affected in my district.
Ms. Hussain, I really think that
you're welcome to coming to have a look.
You need to get a tinge
Why don't you come seeing
Ms. Hussain, get a little real,
Why don't you come and have a look?
Ms. Hussain, get a little real. You see,
I am very real.
Why don't you come and have a look?
To be a little real.
Why don't you come and have a look at Chhatrapati Shivaji Station and Leopold Cafe and talk to the people who were killed by that Kassav? And then ask yourself, Ms. Hussain, that today, I'm sorry to say this, you speak about hubris, Ms. Hussain, but your position, Ms. Hussain, but hear this, Ms. Hussain, let me say you something, say something to Ms. Hussain.
Shouting her
What
down.
would you have done?
Ms. Hussain, I'll tell you one thing. Your position, if you care to listen, because it'll be do you good to listen. I'll tell you one thing.
Goswami, don't do this.
Ajmal Amir Kasab was hung.
I don't know.
He deserved to be hung.
Good.
But I do think, Ms. Hussain,
on what would do me good.
Ms. Hussain,
I do think that India has a great many internal problems. You
Ms.
have
Hussain,
many
why
militant
so much hypocrisy?
Organizations
Why
in your
is there
country.
so much hypocrisy in your position? How can you call Hafiz Saeed a social worker?
You have regional movements because he has done social work in my district.
So what kind of social work was it that happened on
Pakistan?
No, so Ms. Hussain, I have a question for you. Can you answer a question?
Living under
then answer a question, Ms. Hussain. Answer a question, Ms. Hussain.
No, I will not
answer a question, Ms. Hussain.
I will not answer
you will not answer a question
till you hear me.
No, you will not. Ms. Hussain, you are not my school teacher to talk to me like that. So I'm asking you something.
Well, I'm sorry, you are not my
please tell me this, Ms. Hussain. What kind of social work happened during the 26/11 attack? What kind of social work happened during the 26/11 attack? What kind of social work happened during the 26/11 attack? What is your view on the 26/11 attack? Why were 165 Indians killed?
Attacks?
What attacks? 26/11, 2008. You forgot that?
All Pakistanis regretted it.
Regretted it. Ms. Hussain, I don't want your regrets. I want your realization that your hypocrisy, the time for hypocrisy is over. And this is exactly the kind of position which forces an Indian response of a strongest stance on your country. Maruf Raza is responding now. Maruf is responding to the debate here now.
I think
I am shocked, appalled, I'm shocked and appalled and concerned at the hypocrisy which you show on the program. Maruf Raza,
all of you men are similarly lacking in chivalry.
Madam, can I just remind you,
after what you said, after what you said that Hafiz Saeed is a social worker, I really think that you destroyed your own argument there by calling Hafiz Saeed a social. You destroyed your own argument, Ms. Hussain, by calling Hafiz Saeed a social worker.
Can I just remind the ambassador? Can I just remind the ambassador?
I find shocking and unacceptable at any level. Yes, please.
Arnab.
Yeah, please go ahead.
The ambassador must be reminded that she has served in the United States. So madam, please hear me out. Please hear me out, sir. Air Marshal, please hear me. The ambassador must be reminded, having served in the United States, she is probably aware of the level of academic rigor that professors put together studies which implicate Pakistan. Pick up copies of the book by Carlotta Gall, The Wrong Enemy. Pick up copy of Christine Fair's book on the Pakistan Army, or Stephen Tankell's book on the Lashkar-e-Toiba, and you will not be in such a state of denial, madam, as you are rightly now. You either have refused to read that, or you have been sufficiently
I would recommend
by your mentors in Islamabad to be in a complete state of denial, which is a shame for a person of your standing.
there's no need for me to be in a state
I've
of
read
denial.
enough Pakistani
I'm not a
authors.
jobber.
Should I remind
I'm
you of
not
Ahmed
looking out
Rashid?
for
Should I remind
any
you of
perks
Murtaza
or
Rajli?
privileges.
Should I
Let
remind
me
you of
just
Imtiaz
tell you.
Gul?
Ms. Hussain.
Should I remind you of Aisha Siddiqa? Please read their books
let me
and you
just
will realize that
simply
even
say to
Pakistanis
you,
who have an
you
honest
read- all
soul
right.
are willing to admit
All
that
right.
Pakistan
Let me
has
tell you,
completely
I have
used
written a book,
terrorists
and I
to
would
further its
advise
proxy
you to
agenda.
read my book.
So I'm not talking of Western
My-
authors.
You
You want
see,
me to
Ms.
name
Hussain.
Pakistani
Ms.
authors?
Hussain.
I've given you 4 names.
No, Ms. Hussain, I'll tell you. Ms. Hussain, you know,
let me
as some
tell you,
authors have described it, there is a choice that people have sometimes.
I don't think it can.
No, there is a choice. One can have a point
I
of
have
view in a
2
world
points.
which is that of an antediluvian point of view, a prehistoric point of view, but this is not even that.
I would
This is-
recommend to you.
Ms. Hussain,
I
for
would
Ms.
recommend to
for
you,
Ms. Saida Abida
instead of
Hussain,
heaping insults,
Ms. Hussain, for
instead
you,
of heaping insults,
if you have said,
I would recommend to
Ms.
you
Hussain,
that
if you think,
read my forthcoming
What you
book,
talk is all
which will be
rubbish.
published in November.
Ms. Hussain,
you read my book.
Ms. Hussain,
and
I tell you,
Mr. Ghazi,
inform
this is my
yourself
first time
on
Miss-
how
Miss
anti-diluvian
Saida
I may or may
Abida
not
Hussain.
be.
Ms. Saida Abida Hussain, I'm sure for you and for some, you know, Pakistanis in a time warp, Lashkar-e-Toiba is like their missionaries of charity.
Very nice.
I can't
Very
believe
nice.
that. And I think it is thoroughly
Use these
shocking you
words
said
and
it.
your relations
I
will
think-
improve.
I think you should reconsider these positions.
Disbelieve
And Ms.
a
Hussain,
reality.
may I
That's
ask
your
you actually
option.
that
I'm
Pakistan
just
should
telling you
actually,
that-
Ms. Hussain, diplomats like you and ex-diplomats like you
Infantile thought.
should make efforts to bring Pakistan back into the realm of civilized societies, not take them away from it.
Pakistan is a civilized state.
By calling Hafiz Saeed as a social worker,
I think
you have destroyed your argument. You have destroyed your own position.
undermined.
Protect your
Basically, you have the point I wish to make,
India
and then I
has
will
become
leave the
the rape
program.
capital
I
of
wish
the
to make a
world.
point. Will you
Regrettable,
please hear
Ms. Hussain,
a
what
point
you just said.
that I wish to make?
Madam,
all right,
want to-
all right.
Madam, Arnab,
can I come in?
No, what you
Regrettable.
said
Hamlet.
is
It is
Arnab,
because
can I
have-
come in?
I
General
found it
Bakshi.
extremely offensive that you said you come from a failed state. Now,
Well,
I
Ms.
want to
Hussain,
tell you something.
you may think
I
so, but
think that
very
our
sad,
Operation
very sad.
Zarb-e-Azab is what is causing you a lot of grief. You do
Okay,
not
we'll
want
be
us
polite,
you know,
madam.
when you
succeed
came into the
against
program,
you are
the
a
militant
failing
Miss
movement
Hussain, I
which
want
the
to say something
Pakistan
to you. Miss
army
Hussain,
is
I
doing.
want to say
And
something to you.
because you're in denial of
Miss
it,
Hussain,
you
I'll
have
tell you,
killed
when you-
innocent
this
Pakistanis
I think you're not
along
letting
our
us talk.
border.
Miss Hussain,
because you're in denial
Miss Hussain, when you
of the fact
came
that
into
we
the
are
program, you had
dealing
this,
with militancy.
you had a sophisticated
Madam,
demeanor, and when you at the end,
My dear
towards the
madam,
end of the program, Miss
You know
Hussain,
why the world
from a
talk.
sophisticated demeanor, you have descended to a point of calling Hafiz Saeed a social worker and God knows what other things. I'm not going to get
Yes,
provoked by
I've not
that.
descended. I've stated what is a reality.
No, you've
If
just
you do
taken
not
the
wish to
camouflage
accept the
away, Miss
reality,
Hussain.
You know, but
that's your
on that
problem.
self-
Giri Bakshi,
He has
you
done
were wearing a
tremendous
camouflage and you took it off.
relief work.
Maruf,
He has done
Giri Bakshi is
tremendous
responding.
relief work.
Arnab,
2 minutes on the
in
debate. Giri Bakshi.
flood
I'm not
affected
going to
in
start
my
shouting,
district.
but
Now,
if
if
you
you
don't
did not
Arnab,
hear
Arnab,
it,
since
Giri
you
Bakshi,
have
please,
had
Giri
one
The
Bakshi.
problem with Pakistan.
You know,
It's
Madam, can I
problem
just give
with
me half a
guests
second?
in Pakistan.
Arnab,
It is
The
unfortunate,
problem with
but
guests in
I get a
Pakistan
very...
that their briefs come from Islamabad and
I get to
Rawalpindi. They do not have individual briefs.
Innocent Pakistanis
Very
along the
fine,
border.
very fine.
You have tried to
Absolute
divert
rubbish.
from
I mean,
the
you have to
Operation
put out the gospel
Zarb-e-Azab,
truths.
which has been a successful operation. This is
Madam,
the
none of
sum
you have answered my
how
question.
I read
What is
your
India's
attempt to be
motivation?
strategic.
No
You have
answers
not
to that.
answered my question.
India's
What is
motivation-
India's motivation to
all
escalate
right,
tensions?
all right, if
We
you'll
know
hear
your
me,
motivation.
if you'll hear me,
What is
I'm
India's
trying-
motivation?
If you'll hear me,
Maruf, can I?
will
Maruf, can
tell
I
you
for a minute, please?
India's,
Mr. Maruf.
No.
India's
We've
motivation
heard
is-
you, ma'am.
India's
We've
motivation
heard you
is
for the last
to
30 minutes.
deny
And
us
you're going in
our
circles but not getting to the
opportunity
point.
of expressing.
not
Well, I'm
correct.
making the point that the Operation
excessive
Zarb-e-Azab
obsession
against the militants is
with
what you want to
Pakistan.
take international attention away from.
Madam,
This
you
is
did
But
not-
you would not get international
Arnab,
attention. It's
Arnab,
not
can
our
I
problem.
just make one
Giri Bakshi.
statement?
No, one at a time. Giri Bakshi.
You know, Arnab, the lady
your role.
brought into this discussion the august personage called Hafiz Saeed.
Yeah.
I would just like to remind the ambassador that there is a $10 million reward on the head of Hafiz
I
Saeed.
want to come in.
You know, imposed by the nation.
I'm coming to you,
Who
sir.
is your greatest ally, most allied of allies. There is a $10 million
Well, let me tell you.
reward.
Mr.
Now, don't talk of
I
us.
was telling,
Why would the
I was
Americans
telling
do it?
American diplomats
Such a great
working in
social
Pakistan,
reformer.
I was
As you
informing
claim
them
that he
about
charity
the
workers.
excellent
You take
Madam,
social work,
charity workers don't have bounties on their heads.
provided
Very
by
good.
Charity
the
workers
two
don't have
people
bounties
in
on their heads.
I
must remind her
Big deal.
that
very
charity
unitized
workers
scholar
don't
like
carry
you.
bounties on their head.
We were shocked to hear you call him a social activist.
And Air Marshal Brigadier
I can tell you this.
Hussain, Brigadier
I
Javed
have the
Hussain wants to
courage.
come in and I have to close.
Courage.
But Brigadier Javed Hussain, what happened? Once, be real, please. You know, you can say anything.
2 points.
Tomorrow you'll
2
say
points.
one. I
Please
just
listen
one
to him
sentence before your 2
patiently.
points. I'm coming to both of you in Islam. One sentence before your 2 points, sir. Please understand. You're looking jittery.
please.
Things will get worse if we step up our retaliation. You've approached Unmogib, that
have done
that irrelevant body called Unmogib. That's all right. Ban Ki-moon says solve it bilaterally. You went to the Americans. Americans says bilateral matter, go back. Your media is forced to conceal the extent of damage on your side because your army is shocked by the extent of India's retaliation. Now, it's not going
Very
to help.
Suniya?
It's really not going to help, Brigadier Hussain, and I think that you need to give up. And I get a sense that realism might strike on the Pakistani side, right? Whatever your intentions
May
were,
I now?
yes, I'll come to you,
Arnab, they've
Colonel
already
Singh.
given
up.
But
They've
before that,
Already
Brigadier
given up.
Hussain,
They've stopped firing on the LOC.
just stop firing on the LOC and it'll stop. Just behave yourself after this. Yes,
End your
Brigadier Hussain.
sentence now.
Yes, Brigadier Hussain.
Okay.
Please don't interrupt. Please don't
2
They
interrupt.
have given up already,
Point number
Arnab.
one.
They have given up.
I think so. I hope so.
Point number 1. Hold on. Point number 1. You say that Pakistan is guilty of ceasefire violations. We say that India is guilty of ceasefire violations. Who will decide? It should be the United Nations military
Sir,
observers.
nobody is listening to you.
But you are in a denial.
Absolutely.
They don't listen to you.
Point
Sir.
number 2.
Sir, it's not our problem.
Hold
The world
on,
doesn't
hold
listen
on,
to you.
hold on.
Don't try
Hold
these
on.
games, sir. No.
Sir, who told
Point
you to
number
shelter
2.
Osama bin Laden? Who told you to
Point
carry out the
number 2.
26/11? Who listened to you?
Wait, hai,
Let me
Hold
let
it.
me finish.
Hold it.
Point
If
number
the
2.
world doesn't listen to you, it's not
The
our problem.
world, hold on.
Very good.
The world
Arnab, will you allow me?
equates India with Pakistan.
No,
Why?
you have forgotten.
Because
You
of-
see, you are
because of-
insignificant. You're like,
No
you're like,
more, no
sir, you are,
more.
sir, you are.
Brigadier, you are
sir,
caught up in the
sir,
Hold
past.
I'm
on.
sorry.
Brigadier,
I'm sorry.
you
No,
are
no, one
caught
second.
up in the
Hold on.
past.
No, one second. Sir,
We
this
had
is-
any number of
hold your
American
horses.
analysts
This is
say
history.
that Pakistan
Look,
is a
listen
separate,
first.
failed story.
Hold it.
Pakistan doesn't matter to the world anymore.
equates
You are speaking
India
to
with
yourself,
Pakistan
sir. You're not
because
speaking to
of
the
your
international
obsession
community.
with Pakistan.
It's no more a
only
hyphenated
your obsession with
relationship.
Because of
It's
this
no more
obsession.
hyphenated.
You know how
Look where
embarrassing.
China is today.
Sir, you know.
100 years ahead of you.
Sir, Chinese.
Let
That
me say
is the
something.
reason why.
Sir, the Chinese
you
premier did
you
even
display
refuse to
your
come to
small
Islamabad.
minds.
Nawaz Sharif
you
called
people
him.
are bristling with
Now, I'll tell you, sir, I'll
inferiority
tell you,
complex.
I'll tell
May
you.
I remind
Nawaz
you,
Sharif,
because
Brigadier,
of this.
Nawaz
that
Sharif-
your
And your
economy,
obsession with
Then-
Pakistan.
your GDP,
No, one second. Maruf,
Arnab,
Maruf, I'm
Arnab,
closing
I'd
this
like
and
to
going
remind the
next.
Brigadier that his GDP
something.
is half
Let me
the
say
size
something.
of the Mumbai Stock Exchange. What is he saying
Fair
that
enough,
India and
fair
Pakistan
enough,
are
but-
compared
Exchange.
by the world on the same plane?
Come to the
I
point.
Our
think-
economy is 20
I
times
think-
larger and your window is closing,
luck to
sir.
you.
Your
Good
window
luck
is
to you.
closing to seek an honorable settlement
Okay,
with
good
us.
luck to you.
If you don't get it in the
Good
year
luck
or
to you.
two,
If you don't
nobody
want to
is going to
listen to
listen to
us-
you. Even the Chinese and the Saudis are willing to abandon you.
Let's end the discussion on
These
India
are
needs
thoughts
to
coming
learn.
out of small minds.
India needs to take a leaf from Vajpayee's book, where multilateralism, Pakistan was encouraged. It came to bilateralism.
Sorry,
PM Modi took it away. Indian army is responding. You people are trying to decide this in a
Sir,
studio.
what you are seeing,
and trying to shout
sir,
each other
what you are
down.
seeing is
You
so. No,
don't have to.
one minute. I
You
just,
don't
Air
have to suffer
Marshal, Air Marshal, you've
from
been in
this
the Air Force.
complex.
You've been in the Air
You're a
Force.
big country.
No, one sec. Air Marshal and Brigadier.
Act
Hussain.
big.
You know
Think
what's happening.
big.
There is one word to define what's happening. Just imagine. There's no aggression. Imagine how strong Indian aggression could be. You haven't even seen Indian aggression. This is
No, no.
only.
You
This
don't
is
know
only
what
Indian
you're saying.
deterrence.
Pakistan is-
This is only Indian deterrence you are seeing.
No. Okay,
This
now
is only
please
deterrence
please
you're
listen
seeing,
to me.
sir.
Now,
Your
please,
worst
Mr.
nightmare,
Goswami,
your worst
I've
nightmare
heard-
is about
I've
Indian
heard your
aggression.
question.
This is only
Look,
Indian
I've heard your
deterrence you are
question.
seeing today, sir. A kind
God's
of
sake,
deterrence so
let
strong,
me
Air Marshal,
respond.
that every
Let me
single
respond.
future generation of Pakistanis will remember.
You are not ready to listen.
The kind
you are a
of
big
response
country,
that you got
understood.
this time.
You have a big
But that
army,
one comment-
understood.
but that one comment
Pakistan
that
has
Hafiz
got
said-
a army, got a military to deter.
But anyway,
with all instruments. And please
that one
understand,
comment
we
that
cannot
Hafiz
afford to
Saeed is
start
a
war.
social worker
How can we think
takes
of
the
war?
cake. I thank you all for
Look, we're
joining
going in a
me
different
on this
direction.
debate. Gentlemen, on the Newshour tonight.
Thank you very much.